I'm Governor Larry Hogan. Our state is taking unprecedented and aggressive actions in the fight to stop the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic here in Maryland. As you know, I recently issued a stay-at-home directive to ensure that no Marylander leaves his or her home unless it is for an essential job or for an essential purpose. I know how difficult this is on each and every one of you. There's a great deal of fear and anxiety, and the truth is that none of us really know how bad this is going to get or how long it's going to last. But I can promise you that there are a great many dedicated people doing tremendous things, working around the clock, and doing their very best to help keep Marylanders safe. In the days to come, we're going to need to depend on each other, to look out for one another, and to take care of each other, because we are all in this together, and we will get through this together.
This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, April 30th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. 2 people were shot yesterday afternoon in the Robinwood community in Annapolis. At this point, police are unable to say whether the victims were adults or minors. The shooting did happen at about 2:30 p.m. in the 1300 block of Tyler Avenue. This does belong to the Housing Authority for the City of Annapolis, or HACA, and it is the Robinwood community. One of the victims was flown to the R. Adams Cowley Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore with critical injuries. The other was transported by ground to a local hospital, and we weren't advised of his specific injuries. The Annapolis Police are investigating this, and they have not yet named a suspect, nor have they indicated that either of the victims may also be a suspect. Yesterday, we learned that the Macaroni Grill at the Annapolis Mall will be closing, or actually is closed because of the COVID-19 virus. This was confirmed by the management at their Franconia, Virginia location. The Annapolis location has been scrubbed from the Macaroni Grill website, and over the past couple of years, that really has been languishing a little bit there. And we had heard before the COVID-19 pandemic that they were going to be closing and going to be replaced with a, quote, brew pub concept. So stay tuned to see what's going on in there. Oh, and we heard yesterday the Green Turtle, when it reopens as a different venue, is going to have a, quote, wine focus. I mentioned that. I saw that in a tweet, and we did get confirmation of that, but we're not quite sure exactly what that is. Some news out of the Naval Academy last night. They are indeed going to have a graduation on the yard this year. 2 weeks ago, Superintendent Vice Admiral Sean Buck said that they were going to be doing a virtual graduation ceremony, but last night they announced that they were going to be doing it on the yard. They are going to be bringing in groups of midshipmen, each at about 200 midshipmen per group. They're going to be able to reclaim their stuff out of Bancroft Hall on their personal property, and they will get commissioned right there in T Court. This is going to take place over about 10 days. And as Vice Admiral Buck said, they will begin and end their time at the Naval Academy right there in T Court, which is actually a nod to I-Day, where all of the midshipmen that are coming in their freshman year or their fourth-class midshipmen, plebe summer, take the oath of office right there in T Court. As I said earlier, Buck had said that he was going to do a virtual graduation. He is still planning on doing that on the 22nd, which is the date of the original graduation. He will be utilizing video snippets of the midshipmen who were graduating a little bit earlier. I think it's probably a way of saving face there. The Air Force Academy did hold down their scaled-down commissioning ceremony back in April with Vice President Pence speaking. And President Trump is going to be speaking at West Point's graduation, and they are bringing their cadets back in for an in-person ceremony there. I think there was pressure from the White House, the Pentagon, alumni, as well as parents to make sure that the Naval Academy did something on campus. Friday, May 1st is May Day in Annapolis. It's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be quite as crowded and as festive as it normally is, but there will be a lot of flowers around. You want to make sure you check them out from a safe social distance. And one that you're going to want to check out is right down there at Harvest Wood Grill and Tap. Local floral and event designer and part-time tour guide Melissa Houston is going to be creating a barrel of blooms. This is a tribute dedicated to floral event, hospitality, and tourism industries, which have really really been decimated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Beginning at sunrise, she's going to set up a full-size whiskey barrel outside the Harvest Wood Grill and Tap right there on Marketplace. And throughout the day, she is going to be filling that barrel and arranging flowers until it is absolutely bursting with fresh cut flowers. Probably will be a very beautiful thing to see. If you've got time to check it out on Friday, I highly recommend that. Hey, when you're an artist and you have some time on your hands, as most artists do at this point, and you discover a pile of photograph paper in your office, and you have an idea, what do you think you come up with? Well, Cindy Fletcher Holden came up with a really neat idea. As I said, she discovered a huge stash of 4x6 glossy photo paper and decided to try some experimenting with an ink brush. She posted a few to her Facebook page and they were very well received, and she said, we might be able to do something with this. So she is painting what she calls doodles on these 4x6 sheets of paper. So far, they've all been Chesapeake Bay scapes, and they are for sale for whatever anybody wants to spend, starting at $10 a piece. The money does not go into her pocket. 100% of this will be donated to the Downtown Annapolis Partnership, whose one point of their mission is to sustain local businesses. I think it's a perfect way to raise some money for an organization to help out the local businesses when we can open up. If you want to check out her doodles, or if you want to buy them, which you probably should, you want to go to FletcherArt.net. That's FletcherArt.net, or you can check them out on our Facebook page. Just search for Fletcher Art. All right, that does it for the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net because we do update it throughout the day with these stories and more. If you are someplace you can give us a rating or a review, please do that. And let your friends and family and colleagues know about us and how to get a podcast, bring it into their phone, etc. It is Thursday. We have Trevor with your Annapolis Makerspace Minutes. And of course, as we have every day, George Young with your local DMV weather forecast is standing by. But first, a real quick message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, Marylanders. This is Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services in Millersville, Maryland, wishing you good health and a rapid return to prosperity. Uncertainty is one of the hardest parts of our current situation. As we move towards our new normal, you may want to consider adding more certainty to your financial future by locking in the low cost of clean solar energy. The economics of solar are tremendous, and there's no better source than the trusted team at Solar Energy Services. Residential solar projects typically earn the homeowner 8 to 12% annually over the life of the system, with even better returns for commercial systems. If you have some downtime now, take advantage of our powerful remote design capabilities, allowing one of our experienced solar designers to provide a presentation, followed by a detailed, accurate proposal, all from a safe distance. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. Sunshine's a wasted, but together we'll get through this.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, April 30th, last day of April 2020, and it'll go in the books as a below-average month temp-wise and an above-average month rain-wise, with a chance that makes the top 10 wettest Aprils on record. Should expected moderate to heavy rainfall occur throughout the day today, with a flood watch in effect for all of Anne Arundel County, as 2 inches or more of rain could fall in many spots around the area. And while clouds and showers will likely linger for much of tomorrow, the expectation for the weekend is for pretty great weather with plenty of sunshine Saturday, with highs around 70 before mid to upper 70s and mixed skies on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
This is Brian Griffiths, the founder of Maryland Podcast Month. Maryland Podcast Month was founded in 2018 to draw attention to all of the great podcasts and podcasters here in Maryland. And during this time of social distancing, there is no better time to start learning more about locally produced podcasts. Shows like my podcast, Red Maryland Radio, Eye on Annapolis, the Conduit Street Podcast, JB's Drive-In Podcast, the Maryland Crabs, Quality Time, the Society Fringe Players, and more are still putting out fresh content. Visit MarylandPodcastMonth.com to learn more about these great Maryland podcasts. That's MarylandPodcastMonth.com. And we thank you for your support of local content.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Makers Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Anne-Marie Sculpture Garden down in Solomons has a bunch of online activities going on. Tomorrow they're doing Nature Notes with Hester Birch, their staff naturalist, as she explores what's in bloom and what's new in the park. On Saturday, they're doing their May Makers Market, online this time. Support local vendors with a sneak peek of each artist's shop, with a link to directly connect with them. The Makers Market is a great place to find handmade, homemade, and homegrown products from each local artist. On Monday, they're having their Arts Park, Virtual Family Art Hour, where they show you how to build your own sculpture park playsets inspired by the art and nature at Anne-Marie Sculpture Gardens. Exploring a different sculpture each week, you can then create them out of household items. On Tuesday, they're doing Behind the Brush, Virtual Home Studio Series with Anne-Marie exhibit specialist Jesselyn Walters, with a sneak peek inside local artists' home studios to see their latest work in progress. On Wednesday, they're doing AMG and Friends, a virtual brown bag lunch, a casual gathering of friends, members, volunteers, artists, and staff, sharing updates and discussing topics of interest. One in Design in Annapolis is offering take-home kits for painting. Today they have both a Lighthouse as well as Patriotic Daisy take-home kits. Tomorrow is Bay, B-A-E, as well as Parent and Me, and Wednesday they have a Hummingbird take-home kit. The Kids Museum up in Bethesda has some fun stuff online. Check out their Make It Live as well as their Make It DIY pages on their website for fun activities. The B&O Railroad Museum has all their previous story times and activities recorded and ready to watch anytime. And coming up on Tuesday, they have a new one, Dragons Love Tacos. Read the book, then make your own kid-friendly veggie and fruit salsa. Code Ninjas in Edgewater is still offering online mentoring and coding and math for kids, Tuesdays through Saturdays. You can sign up online for a time slot. The Annapolis Streaming Facebook group is still a great place to find local artists doing online streaming concerts, as well as the Annapolis Town Center, Symmetry Creative Agency, and AM/FM, the Annapolis Musicians Fund for Musicians. Their concert series will have Jordan Sokol pressing strings tonight, Pete Best tomorrow, and the Befuddlers on Saturday. At Ray of Light Studios, tomorrow they're doing Escape the Beach in Watercolor, online watercolor workshop, where they'll teach you 3 fun texture techniques as you paint your own beach sunset. At Art Farm in Annapolis, they're still doing their Art Farm Sketch On hashtag on Facebook with daily sketch challenges. Their summer art camp registration is still open, and also check out Art Farm's virtual classes online. Tomorrow is their virtual mixed media class for ages 8 through 15. Saturday is their virtual watercolor class for ages 13 through adult. Tuesday is their virtual nature art class for ages 8 through 15. Tuesday is their virtual beginner drawing class for ages 13 through adult. And Wednesday is their virtual Sumi E painting class. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System, they're still doing their Facebook Live story times every weekday. Tomorrow, they're doing another one of their great movies discussions. This time it's Charade, starring Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant. You can watch all of the movies they feature on the library's access to Canopy, spelled with a K. On Wednesday, they're doing a Guy's Book Club with The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Then on Wednesday, they're doing another poetry open mic night online. And at Annapolis Makerspace, on Tuesday, we're having our monthly Fusion 360 3D design class online. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events on our website at makeannapolis.org. Whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Whether it's a fire, a hurricane, or a virus, Annapolis comes together. We've done it time and time again, because this is a town that gets it, a town that knows how to lift each other up when the world falls down. As we face this new challenge, I encourage our community to come together as we've always done. I'm Steve Samaras from Zachary's Jewelers. I pledge to lend a hand to support my family, my team, my neighbors, and the small businesses in our town. Together, let's do what we've always done.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.